Hello, welcome to IT Talks. I'm Anastasia Laurina, and today my guest is member of Azerbaijani Parliament, Sevinj Fataliyeva. Hello and welcome to our program.
Thank you very much for invitation.
Thank you so much. So 8th of November, Azerbaijan celebrates the 3rd anniversary of a great victory in 44 days Patriotic War. That war changed a lot in the region itself, geopolitical situation. We observe a lot of changes since that time. Let's go back to that special day for, I guess, everyone. In your opinion, what was the decisive factor on November 8th, 2020? What helped Azerbaijan to win?
Now we're on the eve of celebrating the glorious victory of Azerbaijan during the Patriotic War. Azerbaijan has come a long way for this glorious victory over the past years. We regained our territorial integrity, and our nation was recognized in the world as a fighting and victorious nation. Azerbaijan achieved its historical victory as a result of thoughtful, decisive, and far-sighted policy. And during 30 years, Azerbaijan showed principle at the negotiation table and at the same time created a strong army. Army building has always been the priority direction of the President Ilham Aliyev's state policy, and during all these years, a modern, powerful army of Azerbaijan was created. This victorious army, our heroic soldiers drove the Armenian invaders from our lands just for 44 days. And despite the fact that about 30 years we had negotiations which didn't have any results, but we were very successful in the international organization, which created a basis for conflict resolution. And during the Karabakh conflict, Azerbaijan cooperated with all leading international organizations and prepared the legal framework for the resolution of the conflict. Thus, the UN General Assembly, the Non-Aligned Movement, the Council of Europe, the Islamic Cooperation Organization, and other organizations have adopted a number of resolutions recognizing territorial integrity of Azerbaijan and the fact of occupation of Azerbaijani lands by Armenian military forces. And all this created legal ground for the conflict resolution. Another point is that made this victory possible is the unity and bravery of Azerbaijani nation and Azerbaijani soldiers, because we all remember how thousands of young people were trying to sign up to go to serve in the army to protect our lands. Even those who were born after the occupation of Karabakh, those who didn't witness the fact of occupation. And the unity and the iron fist that the president is always mentioning, I think it made us more stronger. It made the situation possible to win the war and to become to gain this glorious victory.
As a result of the successful anti-terrorist measures launched by Azerbaijan just recently, sovereignty of Azerbaijan has been also restored, and now we can say openly that territorial integrity and sovereignty of our country is fully restored. Our flag is now in Khankendi and Khojaly, and this year, for the first time, the victory parade is taking place in Khankendi city. What does Baku want to say by doing this, and what does it mean for each Azerbaijani citizen?
Well, I think that the most memorable moment for all of us was October 15th, when the Azerbaijani flag was raised in the central square of Khankendi city. And 20 years ago, when the President Ilham Aliyev, who was elected president at that time, addressed the people and promised that he would defend the national interests of Azerbaijani people and Azerbaijani state and protect the territorial integrity of Azerbaijan. And finally, it happened. And I think that this is the most happiest moment for the entire nation. Well, we should speak about the raising flag in Khankendi and also the the parade, which will take place in Khankendi in just a few days. There is a few symbolic moments. First of all, it's a paying tribute to all the martyrs of Karabakh War, those who were brutally killed in Khojaly and other cities of Karabakh as a result of the ethnic cleansing and as a result of the occupation. It's also paying tribute to those who died heroically fighting for Karabakh, fighting for the sovereignty of our country. And also it was a strong message to the whole world that Azerbaijan is able to protect its own sovereignty, its own territory from the outer forces, from all the terroristic groups or the criminal groups, and no more junta regime, no more criminal regime in Karabakh could ever happen again. And I think that in the world where the double standards are ruling, unfortunately, Azerbaijan showed once again that we are able to fulfill the resolutions and the decisions of the international organizations, which those organizations could not implement themselves. And thus we're showing our strength, our readiness to fight all the challenges that the world and the neighborhood and is representing.
In the beginning of this program, I said that geopolitical situation in the region has been changed. It will be nice to know your opinion. How has the geopolitical situation in the South Caucasus changed since the November 2020? Your personal opinion.
The situation has changed, we may say, quite seriously during these 3 years, because after the regaining control of Karabakh, which means restoration once again of sovereignty, which means no more gray zones in our region, no more terrorist group in our land. And these facts made Azerbaijan stronger than ever. Another factor is the Turkey's unconditional support, both in 44-day war and in subsequent periods. In Azerbaijan's struggle for justice strengthened our cooperation and further united the two brotherly countries. Another factor, I think, is that new and quite promising 3+3 format, which deserves special attention. And this format has the prospect of successful regional cooperation when the countries of the region themselves conduct dialogue, discuss existing problems, and are able to solve them through dialogue themselves without any intervenience of the outer forces of other countries that are interested in this region. This makes, first of all, this region stronger, our cooperation stronger, and of course, I think that the economic factor that both the new regional format of cooperation can promise us is also very important, because unlike Armenia, which was isolated from all regional projects, Azerbaijan created completely new landscape in the region with transnational projects, and Azerbaijan has redrawn the energy map and transport map of the region. And today, Azerbaijan's initiative ensure the interest not only of our people, but also of other countries, and first of all, the countries of region. That made the regional development, the development of region, the regional cooperation possible, and there is a great perspectives for this kind of successful cooperation in the future, of course, if all the interested parts will participate and will dedicate their actions to this successful future.
Well, Azerbaijan restored its sovereignty and territorial integrity, and it seems that there is no any obstacle for two countries, Azerbaijan and Armenia, to sign a peace agreement. But still, there is no this final document, and Armenia is still trying to find arguments why it cannot sign the peace agreement with Azerbaijan. So what is the likelihood of the long-awaited peace in the region and the signing of peace agreement between Baku and Yerevan until the end of this year? I would like you to tell us your personal opinion.
The situation has changed a bit since the anti-terroristic measures taken place in September this year. Today, Azerbaijan is controlling the whole territory of Karabakh region, and once again, there is no Armenian military forces presented there. They are all disarmed. And after this happened, I think that Azerbaijan is quite capable to implement all the initiatives that, all the plans and all the perspective that we determine today. If even several months ago, and in 2020, when the statement, trilateral statement was signed, there was obligations of Armenia, of Azerbaijan, and if Azerbaijan was implementing all the fulfilling all the obligations in a timely manner, so Armenia did not, and we observed during all these years that during the negotiation process, during some statement, within some statements, Armenia was showing one position, and then in action it was completely different position. So I think that Armenia didn't deserve this kind of trust. To be sure, for this the peaceful agreement to be signed by the end of this year. But at the same time, there is no obstacles for Azerbaijan to realize all the plans and all the projects that we are thinking about, that we're planning together with the regional partners. And if we speak about the opening the communications, if we speak about the opening of the roads and the transport routes, so there is some alternative ways to implement this. And that's why, from this point of view, at present time, it's Armenia should be much more interested in signing the peaceful agreement rather than Azerbaijan, because from our side, once again, there is no obstacles for realization of all our projects on our lands, liberated lands. And now it's turn of Armenia to think about their future, whether they will cooperate with Azerbaijan and participate in the regional cooperation.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much for joining our program today.
Thank you. Thank you.